Let's check the National League defense as the American Leaguers come to bat. First base, Ernie Banks. At second base, Pete Rose. At shortstop, it's Maury Wills. And at third base, Richie Allen. Around the outfield and left, it's Willie Stargell, Willie Mays in center, Hank Aaron in right. The catcher, Joe Torre, and Juan Marichal is on the mound. Marichal, a season's mark of 14-7. Coaches for the American League, it's Sam Mealy, the manager of the Twins at first, and Don Gutteridge of the White Sox coaching at third. The leadoff hitter is Dick McAuliffe of the Tigers. And a ball from Marichal, who slipped and fell as he delivered the ball. Marichal, with that big follow-through of his, had his front foot, his left foot, give out from under him as he delivered the ball. And he went down to his knee, but evidently he's all right.
Jack, that dark rim that we have seen around the mound, they keep it that way all the time, and they wet it down. And Marichal, with that big high kick, as you mentioned, just lost his balance. I tell you, you get the feeling you're hitting uphill when you watch him pitch.
Some exaggerated motion on this fellow. And it really pays off, of course. The next one to McAuliffe. It's high on this ball, too. You'll seldom see Marichal get behind hitters. McAuliffe batting .298. How would you describe his batting stance?
It's a modified John L. Sullivan stance.
He's belted 11 home runs. Good production for a shortstop, trying to get on and get something started. Marichal missed the corner, and it's 3-0. He gave you the American League batting order earlier. Quickly again, it's McAuliffe, Robinson, and Killebrew. If anybody gets on in this inning, Colavito. We could see Marichal with that big follow-through of his. And a strike call. He can throw a strike when he has to. 3-1. They play McAuliffe to pull. This is his first All-Star game. Peppery little shortstop. Adds a lot of life to a ball club. 3-1. And it's a foul ball. There may be a play on it. Richie Allen, Maury Wills. Wills calls for it and has it. So Marichal, much in contrast to Pappas, gets the first man. McAuliffe fouled out to Maury Wills. Now here's the Baltimore Oriole third baseman, Brooks Robinson. He's hitting .229, a little bit off the pace he set last year. He was the most valuable player in the American League. Marichal throws a strike. You would think with the motion that Marichal employs, the base runners would run wild on him, but that isn't true. He's very cute out there on the mound. He's out in front of this hitter, low, 1-1, and now with the National League out in front, 3-0, you won't have to worry about that much, Joe.
No, he won't. He takes that bat right away from him as far as any hit-and-run plays or bunt plays or steal plays. You would think they'd be able to bunt more on him, Jack.
Robinson fouled it out of play. Banks chased over a few steps. It's out of play into the seats. A souvenir, which is really meaningful on a day like this. Marichal is out in front of the hitter, 1-2. One out, nobody on. 3-0, the National Leaguers lead on home runs. By Mays with the bases empty and by Joe Torre with a man on. Sidearm, curveball, and he popped it up into left center. Stargell coming in, Wills going out. Stargell calls for it and has it. 2 gone. One thing about that Wills, he can roam in that outfield. He's like another outfielder for you. There are 2 men out. Listen to the hand for Killebrew. Harmon really put these fans in the Twin City areas in the mood for this ball game with a big home run Sunday. And a fly ball for Willie Mays. You want to watch a basket catch? Boy, Will. 1, 2, 3. Down they go. And so at the end of the first inning, the score of the National League 3, the American League 0. There are no changes for the National League. They're in the field in the bottom of the second. And leading off, Rocky Colavito. Colavito back with the Indians. 20 home runs. Batting .296 and Marichal on the mound. And this is outside. Colavito, see what he can do about trying to whittle into that 5-0 lead. Play him as a dead pull hitter. And he changed up and got it in there. 1-1. That's what makes this Marichal so tough.
good control of breaking stuff. I tell you, Jack will make him real tough, and that the way he hides the ball is a big thing.
1-1 to Colavito. Another change up in there at the letters. Johnny Stevens called it a strike. Colavito talks to him about it. Maybe just commenting on the pitch rather than the call, and it's 1-2. No matter what the count, you're liable to get any pitch from Marichal. Fastball, curveball, slider, change, screwball. He throws them all, and he gets them all over. And he seldom gives you a ball to hit. Sidearm curve and an easy ground ball to Maury Wills, a big hop. 1 out. Here's Willie Horton. Willie has come on to be quite an attraction in the American League. He may turn out to be one of the great sluggers of the game.
One of these strong men in the league. Looks like the back page of one of those magazine ads, sending for muscles.
1 out and nobody on. Missed outside. Joe, if they call Orlando Cepeda the baby bull, this guy's got to be the big one, eh?
Oh, man, I tell you, he is really strong, Jack.
He's hit 20 home runs this year. Play him way around. And a breaking ball is in there. 1-1.
They were kidding him around the batting cage. If they found 2 of his muscles, he left them in the locker room.
He really looks like power when he digs in. There's that bat way back. Fastball, ground ball, Wills. And there are 2 out. Both from Wills to Banks. And Marichal is retired 5 men in a row. The most he can work is 3 innings, as you know. And the National League bullpen is active once more as Gene Mock, the manager of the All-Stars, cranks up another hurler. This is Felix Mantilla, batting .316. Joe, he must have changed considerably since we saw him in the National League.
He hardly strides with his batting stride and makes good contact, Jack.
Low for a ball.
He just lifts that front foot up and practically puts it down in the same spot. He's tough to fool. And when he swings, he usually hits the ball.
2 out, nobody on. A tap, and Torrey is there. And a good grab with the bare hand, and Marichal has retired 6 in a row. And so at the end of the second inning, the score is the National League 5, the American League nothing. Leading off for the American Leaguers from Cleveland, the center fielder, Vic Davalillo, hitting .321. The third baseman, Richie Allen, guarding against the bunt. He's way in. He's about 7 steps in front of the bag at third. Davalillo can run. Hits it up the middle, and there's the first hit for the American League. Davalillo is an interesting little character. He used to be a pitcher. And now, another favorite of the Twins, their catcher, Earl Batty. The American League has to put a few hits together to get back into the ballgame. And Mudcat Grant is finished. He'll be lifted for a pinch hitter next. The first base runner against Marichal. High. Torrey looked him over. But trailing 5-0. The American Leaguers have to sit still and hope for those base hits. Banks holding the runner. Ball 2. Marichal, hopeful of the double play ball. There's Al Kaline. He'll be pinch hitting for Jim Grant, which means a new pitcher for the American League in the 4th inning. And that will be their 3rd pitcher of the ball game. On 2-0, a strike is called. Double play ball to Wills. To Rose. 2 out. An easy double play on a ball hit by Batty. Wills to Rose to Banks. And the fans sit back in the seats. They were on the edge for a moment, thinking perhaps they had something going. Nonetheless, Kaline is going to pinch hit. Despite the 2 out, nobody on situation. Al Kaline of the Tigers. hitting an even 300 this year. Strike is called. Knee high on the corner. 5-0, the National League lead. They got 3 in the first, 2 in the second. They've out-hit the American Leaguers 6-1. It's in the dirt, 1-1. The ball is a hot potato out there. Torrey couldn't handle it, and Marichal missed the return throw. They play canine to pull. Missed the corner. 2-1.
Well, with that center field shot, Jack, it's not only a case of good stuff. You don't know from where he's going to throw it. Sidearm, under his leg, over his leg, behind his head.
And a ground foul, 2-2. It's amazing that Marichal stays in the good physical shape that he does. You'd think his pitching habits would raise havoc with his back. He does demand a little more rest than most starting pitchers. For the most part, stays hale and hearty. Throws high, full count.
See, you got to be in good shape just to do the wind-up without throwing the ball, because he's a chiropractor's delight, this guy.
3-2 to Kaline, pinch hitting. And great stop by Allen. He threw him out. Allen made a good play behind third base to get the pinch hitter Al Kaline. No runs and 1 hit.
Hostile